Alright, today I'm reconnecting the fuel line on my very old 5 horsepower Briggs & Stratton. Last time I tried to start it, it started on fire. So, usually it has these green clips here that you just, with your fingers or some pliers, push on these and you can get the fuel line off. And that's what keeps it hooked up to the carburetor and whatnot. Now, the one on this, I lost it, so I'm using a hose clamp. What I have to do is I have to get this fuel line here in onto this thing here, so that gas stops leaking, so that I can start it up and it won't start on fire again. So here we go. Okay, I got it on there pretty good now, so I think all I got to do now is tighten this hose clamp. And what you're going to need for that is either a small socket or wrench. A flathead will pretty much always work, and a lot of them will also work with a Phillips screwdriver. This one works with a Phillips screwdriver, as you can see. So, let's get to it. To tighten up a hose clamp is just like tightening up a normal screw. And the way it works is, what happens is this screw forces this little tongue here to come out, which therefore tightens everything up. So what I'm doing now is I'm tightening it by turning it the same way you'd do to tighten a screw or a bolt, to get this thing on there nice and tight. Okay, this thing is basically a lawnmower engine in a boat engine form. So it's a lot like fixing a lawnmower without having to get all up in there. A little thing about my 5 horse Briggs & Stratton is the throttle, which is usually here, we did not have, so we rigged up a piece of PVC, and we got the throttle thing through there and through the PVC so that it would be able to be turned when you turn the pipe. And we got a spring here through the PVC so that when you want to like turn the throttle, it doesn't just come out, so the spring prevents it from coming out. See, it's through that throttle there, through that little throttle thing there, so that it can't just pop up out. I'm gonna probably have to do something with this throttle sometime soon, make it better, because this PVC is getting wore through here, you can see from the spring. Now that I've got that all hooked up, I can begin reassembly. And first, I'm gonna have to take this oil cap off so that I can get it on there. Okay, so now I gotta get this screw in there, this screw in there somehow, and this screw. These are the 3 screws that go into there. Don't get them confused with this screw here. You can tell it's longer and it's got a sharp tip, and that is for this hole right here, which this is for the top of the motor. Again, all you'll need for this is a screwdriver. I'm going to mistake the screw for these, that includes these 3 does not go in here. That's for that sharper screw I showed you. It goes in here, right here. I was wrong again, that screw does not go in here. It goes up here. That is where that 3rd screw goes. So it is here, here, and one in the front here. Once all put back together, mostly, it looks like this. You can do that for storage or transportation. Just flip this up and down. There's a tether switch that goes in here. So if yours is not starting, make sure you have this tether switch in. You should have it hooked up to you. You just clip it to your life jacket and you're good to go. Here's the choke. You should be able to just pull it like this. But unfortunately mine is a little stupid, so I gotta instead turn it around to the back here and flip this like this. And that is how I choke mine. Now to get this final part installed. Okay, so now that I have it all fully assembled, there are 2 notches back here that have to go into the holes. I had a little trouble with them, but I just fidgeted with them for a little bit. And if you need to know the shifters here, it has neutral, forward, and reverse. Reverse is when you push it backwards, neutral is in the middle, and forward is when you snap it forward. So, with that done, my Briggs & Stratton 5 horsepower outboard engine should be ready to rip.